This is Nick with Build Brothers Roofing at 546 Port Harwick out here in the East Lake area, Chula Vista. Started my digital inspection. Whenever we start our inspections, we always like to start underneath the eaves of the house. So your eaves of your home are going to consist of the fascia board, you have your rafter tails, and then you have your starter board. And the reason why we like to start underneath the eave is that it gives us a good idea about what kind of wood repair we can expect on a project like this. It shows us how well of a job the roof is doing as far as keeping water off the property. And we can see areas like this where all that shiplap is completely rotted through. You can see that the corner of this fascia is not in good shape either, and this is just in one section of the home. So stuff like that is a telltale sign that there will be a decent amount of wood repair on this roof. We've done a bunch of roofs in this area, and the wood repair doesn't seem to be significant, but there always is going to be some fascia, shiplap, and starter board that needs to be replaced. So I'm going to work my way up to the top here. Here we have a flat concrete tile roof. You can see all these tiles have been slipping over the years. So pretty soon those things are going to be slipping all the way down, exposing all the underlayment and causing a significant amount of leaks as well. Nice thing with concrete tile is that it does get stronger as it ages. So when it is time for this homeowner to replace the roof, replacing the tile is not going to be necessary. So they can reuse the product. Okay, we can see that we've had a bunch of repairs done on these mortar caps. You can see all the sealant that's been used along all these mortar caps as well. The majority of these tiles are not nailed in, so a lot of them are slipping. They're not slipped to that extent. I went ahead and pulled some down, but I do that just to show the property owner what the condition of the underlayment is, because the underlayment is the most important part of the roof. It is what's protecting the home. The tile is protecting the underlayment, but once that underlayment starts to go, that's the sign that it is time to replace the roof. And you can see just how soft, how smooth, and more importantly, how brittle this underlayment is. This stuff is literally crumbling in my fingertips. Good underlayment, fresh underlayment is going to be very thick. It's going to be very coarse. It's going to be very granular. This underlayment is none of that. So this is a very thin underlayment. This is probably a UDL 30. When we go ahead and replace a roof like this, we would add 2 layers of a thicker, stronger UDL 40 underlayment just to ensure the proper waterproofing. But you can see all the water that's been getting underneath these tiles. You can see how rusted out all these nails are. We've got some mastic above here, so there's definitely been some repairs. You can see all the flashing and sealant around the penetrations has completely worn through. The oils on this material have evaporated, so as that happens, the material starts to crack. Now water and moisture runs down these pipes every time it rains. And you can see just how loose, a lot of these tiles are. We've got some tiles that are just kind of hanging on and can just really easily be slipped down. But again, you can just get an idea of what the condition of the underlayment is. I'm gonna go ahead and put these tiles back, but just for time's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and continue my inspection. So we talked about the condition of the mortar caps and all the repairs that have been done. So you can see all the sealant that's been put around some of these cracks, but this mortar capping really, if you can see this, isn't doing anything at this point. You can see that this entire row of tiles has been replaced. There definitely have been leaks here in the past. One thing I also noticed is we have these dormer vents. So you can see this dormer vent has the original mortar flashing on it. There's been a bunch of sealant that's been glopped on it as well. These two do not. And what that tells me is more than likely there was a leak in the past, so they went ahead and removed that mortar flashing and then tried to reseal it after the repair was done. But these dormer vents are always going to be extremely susceptible to leaks. So again, pulled a couple more tiles. You can see all the streaks that are coming down this underlayment, all the water that's been penetrating. Same thing over here on this section. All the water that's just been accumulating as it runs down here, a rusted out nail completely, and then you can see where all that water just sits. And as that water sits over time, it ends up digging in and corroding this underlayment. So in my professional opinion, based off of just the condition of the roof, based off the amount of repairs that have been done on this roof, how loose all these tiles are, and then the overall condition of the underlayment. In my professional opinion, this roof needs to be replaced. You know, this roof is on the very tail end of its life expectancy. I would not expect it to last, you know, another couple rainy seasons, that's for sure. But again, the homeowner can go with that lift and reset. They don't need to replace all the underlayment. We have obviously solar panels that we are going to need to be working with. We will have to remove and reinstall those. It looks like we have 2 separate systems on this roof. We are a licensed solar contractor, all in-house crews when it comes to the removal and reinstallation of the solar panels. That's something that we do every day with all of our projects, so that won't be a problem. The other thing that we'll do is when we go on this roof, we're going to open these valleys up. Essentially what's happening is you can see how tight they are. All the tiles kind of start butting up against each other, and it stops the flow of water from freely going off the roof. So what ends up happening is debris gets in between these tiles, just like we have going on right here, and it causes that water to divert into areas of the roof that it's not supposed to go, which will cause a bunch of leaks in this area. But again, this roof should be replaced. So lift and reset, we replace all the underlayment, 2 layers of EDL 40 underlayment. We'll install brand new drip edge along the perimeter, along with new tile riser, and then the existing tile goes right on top, and they got a roof that they want to deal with for the next 30 to 35 years. Other option is obviously to go with a brand new tile roof if they want to switch up the look of the house. That's it for my inspection.